How did Glasnost shift Soviet culture towards the West? Imagine a country where every word spoken or written was carefully watched and controlled. Now picture that country opening its doors wide open, allowing new ideas and voices to flow freely. That's what happened in the Soviet Union during the mid-1980s with a policy called Glasnost, introduced by Mikhail Gorbachev. The word means openness, and it was all about making the government more transparent and encouraging honest discussions about social, political, and economic issues. Before Glasnost, censorship was strict, and many topics were off-limits. People couldn't openly criticize the government or talk about problems like pollution or unfair treatment. But with Glasnost, those barriers started to fall. Citizens gained access to information that was once hidden, including Western literature, music, and films. This cultural exchange was a big change. Artists and musicians in the Soviet Union began to explore Western styles and collaborate with international peers. For example, Soviet musicians started singing in English to reach Western audiences, which some saw as a way to connect but others thought it risked losing Soviet cultural identity. Politically, Glasnost allowed people to discuss issues like environmental damage and workers' rights openly. This led to a more critical view of the Soviet system itself. People began questioning the government's actions and calling for reforms. This shift made the Soviet Union more aware of its weaknesses, and it pushed for change from within. On the international stage, Glasnost helped ease Cold War tensions. Gorbachev's policies led to less military involvement abroad, like pulling Soviet troops out of Afghanistan, and improved relations with the United States. This openness made the Soviet Union seem less threatening and more willing to cooperate. From a communist point of view, Glasnost was meant to revitalize socialism by fixing its internal problems through honesty and reform. But it also brought Western ideas into Soviet life, which created a cultural shift that challenged traditional Soviet values. Over time, this openness helped expose the cracks in the system, making it harder to keep the old ways alive. So, in a way, Glasnost changed Soviet culture by breaking down censorship, encouraging cultural exchange, and fostering honest debate. It moved the country toward a more open society influenced by Western ideas, which played a big part in the eventual dissolution of the Soviet Union.